Hi, this is Towan Isom. Welcome back again to my channel. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the Cracker Barrel logo breakdown. Let's just say that was an example of someone who did not really do their research. If they'd done that research, the first thing they would have known is not to touch the damn logo. That logo should have never been touched. There's certain things and nostalgia that we love about Cracker Barrel, and the logo is one of those things. Now, I know at the back of their mind, they were thinking, like, let's do a brand refresh. But there were other ways that you could have cleaned up that logo without completely redoing the logo altogether. And then the second logo that they came up with was very sad. That is an example of when the marketing company or the agency, even sometimes is not internal to the organization, but they have their own ideas and mindset about what they want to do. And I have had clients where literally I had to fight with them to keep something ugly because they just want to keep the logo. They don't want to change anything. They're like, I hate this logo. It's the logo that I did when I first started. We've grown so much. We just, but I'm like, but that's your brand. And now your brand is a staple and people know your brand. So you can clean it up a little bit. And there are things that you could do to transition the logo over time. Like, for one thing, what they could have done is clean up the silhouette of the man to make him a little bit more pronounced. They could have added elements to his face. They could have changed his clothes. There's certain things, like little things that they could have done to refine the logo, but they did not have to replace the logo altogether. The first thing we always do when we start with the client is we're constantly doing the research. So I personally would have done some kind of contest within the store where customers, when they come down to eat, we say, hey, we're thinking about redoing our logo. You get 5% off if you do complete the survey online. People are going to do that because we only 5% of what's going on now, right? With the eggs being $8 still. So the first thing that I would have done was definitely make it fun, make it like a family experience, because that's what Cracker Barrel represents to me. It represents family. The nostalgia of going in that front part in that store where you get all the things from past. I do a lot of my Christmas shopping out of Cracker Barrel. And people love the stuff because they love the gumballs, they love the candles, they love the clothing is great for kids, for baby showers. I mean, there's so many other things they could have done to really bring exposure to the store. The other thing that I think is oftentimes missed is in bringing in the customers in there, making it an experience with the customers before you take a big step like revising the logo. That logo, the new logo, I personally did not like the logo because I felt like it was polar opposite. It looked like something I would see in like a New York retail store, very plain aesthetically, like an Arbon or Arbon. I forget how people might pronounce it different ways. I think it falls in line with that a little bit more, but not really aligned with the Cracker Barrel brand. And the best way to stay on brand is, one, is to include your customer in the survey experience. Two, look at where your stores are located. Cracker Barrel is located in more so rural and suburban areas. But the logo they came up with was an urban branded logo. I mean, just no, that can't mix. You have to look at, in marketing, we have what we call the 4 Ps: product, place, price, and position. The location, the place of Cracker Barrel was very intentional. And so I saw Candace Owens. I like her. I do follow her. Some people don't like her. I happen to think she's great. She has great insight. But when I followed her, she did a video on it. Everybody was talking about the logo. Now that generated some earned media, similar to what happened with Sydney Sweeney and American Eagle. The only difference was the earned media wasn't positive, it was negative. And so, yes, they did get some media attention, but I don't know if it pushed them forward. I haven't checked their stock prices, or if it regressed their stock price a little bit. But just let it be a lesson. Anytime you're going to do a logo, make sure you try to get the customer engaged in the process, make it fun. Also, do some focus groups. They could have definitely done some focus groups with some of their valued customers, There are other things that can be done with Cracker Barrel to really get more foot traffic in the store. I mean, I'm not going to give them all my ideas of what we would do if we had them as a client, just because they're not paying me and it's too long. It would take me literally 4 hours to detail how I would update their whole customer experience, in-store experience, shorten their menus. I mean, anyway, I'm not even going to go there. But the bottom line is, when it came to that logo, they should have left it alone. Not to mention, even though they changed the logo, and I think they were well-meaning to try to change the logo, I think the fact that they changed the logo with whatever's going on culturally, they did not execute it well. Like, they didn't execute certain things that, when you push the envelope from an earned media and trying to go viral perspective, like American Eagle, they did it where it worked for them. You got to be a shrewd marketer to be able to make it work for you. Because oftentimes, if you go the opposite direction, it does not end well for the brand, and it does not play well with the company. So you really got to be shrewd on how you do it. The other thing I think, what I would strongly suggest they do, is go back, which of course they did. Now they can never change the logo or even update it because all eyes are on them. So I think it's going to be better for them to just really hold out, figure out how to work around the customer store in-store experience. They do a rewards or loyalty program, bring and really optimize the holiday experience, because do something in the stores, right? Bring people to the stores, because you're in a location where people aren't traveling as much because they don't have the budget. And Cracker Barrels are where people would typically, stop, go in the store, kind of have a great meal, eat too much, unzip your pants. Like, it's that kind of place. We love it for that. We love to eat their pancakes, we love their syrup. Like, figure out a way to really bring that in and leverage that during the holiday seasons. But there's so many things that they could do. They could institute a retail component to the business where they have more retail packaging. And I'm giving too much away already. But all that just to say, I would have never touched that logo. So 3 lessons from Cracker Barrel that we can all learn and take away with for our marketing, our branding, is, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Engage the customer in the experience, even if you're thinking about it. Get their feedback. Come up with, like, hey, we have 3 or 4 different ideas. We want to update our logo. We feel like we're growing. We want to do something a little sexy. Make it a fun experience. Go on this app, vote, see which one you like, and you get 5% off. You can do that in any type of business, right? The third thing you got to learn how to do is really hire someone to look and evaluate, not just an agency that does like print work, but an agency that brings strategic alignment and looks at all the aspects of a pistol when you're revising or doing some kind of brand strategy or branding revamp. Look at how is it going to impact and play culturally. Can we spin this in a way that's positive? And the fourth thing is, look at the implications on the brand beyond just the logo. In this case, it didn't play well, and it really was a bad look to have to go back to the old logo. So anyway, I hope this helps. I love you guys. Definitely make sure that you put any questions, any kind of case study or brand evaluation that you want me to do. Let me know. All right. Have a blessed day.